So, as we get closer and closer to the release of The Last of Us Part 1, I've just been really thinking about how excited I am and just potentially the things that could become more improved, obviously besides graphics, are they going to change anything with the gameplay and stuff like that? And I mean, I've pretty much just been thinking about nothing but positives because I haven't really thought of anything negative. But I was thinking earlier today, and I actually came across something that, as of right now, is my only concern with The Last of Us Part 1. And that has to do with Abby. Now, obviously, the original game, the remastered version, there was no Abby because Abby wasn't a part of the story. She only shows up in Part 2. Regardless if you think that the Last of Us remake should even exist, or if it's too expensive, or, pushing all that aside, the only real downside I see is if they put Abby into Part 1, because leading up to the launch of Part 2, every time they would show Abby, it would just be Mystery Woman. So we had no idea who Abby was, and even when we first started playing the game, if you have the subtitles turned on, it would just say woman. And we wouldn't find out who Abby was until she almost falls off a cliff, and then Owen says her name, and we're like, oh, okay, so her name's Abby. Because a lot of people were like, oh, could that be Ellie's mom? Which, I mean, I wasn't one of those people, but we just didn't know who she was. So I feel like if they introduce Abby in the first game story, then for anyone who hasn't played The Last of Us at all, if they play Part 1 and then they go into Part 2, as soon as they see Abby, they're going to know, oh, she's definitely going to go and try and find and kill Joel because, Joel killed her father. So that would just take away the impact of one of the most important parts of Part 2's story, and that's Joel's death and why he died. And even who Abby was to begin with, because that's a huge shocker in the beginning of the game. We don't know who Abby is. We don't know who she's looking for. And even when she finds Joel, we don't know why she did what she did until we find later on that, Joel killed her father at the end of the first game. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like if they do bring Abby to Part 1, that would be a detriment to the first game's story. I mean, obviously we won't know until the game actually launches, and we'll see. I mean, we do know that they didn't bring any of the actors back to redo their lines. So as far as Joel and Ellie and everyone from the first game, there's not going to be any new story content right there revolving them. But I mean, could they have secretly brought back Laura Bailey to do one scene, a post-credit scene or something? I mean, I won't be shocked if they do, but I don't think they will, and I hope and pray they don't. Even though, I mean, Abby is a very, very hated character for what she did to Joel and also Ellie, and I think that Abby is a extremely well-written character, and I think her story is amazing, and that's coming from someone who, my favorite character of all time is Joel. So I mean, yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video just sharing my thoughts, because besides that, I literally am just straight up very, very excited for this remake. I'm so excited for Part 1. It's just that I was thinking you know what? If they bring Abby, I feel like that could be one detriment to the game. So yeah, what do you guys think? Down below, let me know your thoughts on whether or not you would be happy if they brought Abby into Part 1. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it informative, drop it a like, and consider subscribing if you're new by turning on the post notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. Until next time, guys, take care.